Hi, so it's 11 o'clock on Thursday night. My 24-hour readathon technically starts in an hour, but I haven't, I've been up all day today, and because we had stuff on, I couldn't nap in advance. So I'm going to be sleeping for the first, 6-ish hours of the readathon. I'm tossing up, because it's only 11 p.m, I'm tossing up just going straight to bed now, hence why I'm filming this clip. And then I can get 7 hours of sleep. Because I'm going to be tired anyway. I normally get 8 or 9 hours of sleep. 8.5. So 6 is going to be really pushing it for me, but we're going to have lots of coffee. I do have some vague commitments tomorrow, but they all shouldn't go for very long. I'm going to go to yoga because I really need to stretch. At 9:30 for an hour and a bit. No, and 15. And then we are doing board games in the evening with my bestie. She's going to come over and we're going to play some board games, but that should only be for a couple of hours as well. So there is kind of things on, but way less than the average Friday, so great. I'm hoping to finish the Calculating Stars, which will be 150 something pages. Is quite a bit, but I'm going to try and get this done. I'd also like to read a really large chunk of The Devouring Grey, 100 pages of this, if possible. Maybe, that's probably my least priority. I also want to read probably 100 or so pages of Firestar. 100 pages would put me past halfway, which would be good, because I want to kind of finish this by the end of the weekend if I can. And then I'd also like to read 50 pages of Wicked Saints, but this isn't an Owl's read, so this will be my last priority. But I do really want to read 100 pages minimum and finish this, but I'll probably break this up over the day. So that's my TBR for the day. I really think I'm going to update the small amount of pages I read today from this in my page tracker, and then go to bed to get a head start on sleep so I can be my most efficient tomorrow, because I'm going to make myself get up at 6 a.m. and that's going to be hard. It's 6:05 p.m. I'm struggling. I've set a brief snooze alarm. I'm going to try to have 5 more minutes of sleep. Oh. I've turned the light on. I really wish I was still asleep. And I'm really trying to bargain with myself to give myself an extra 15 minutes. Would it be bad if I did? Fuck it. The morning complaint for breakfast has begun, but I will not feed them until it is their normal food time. Hey. Hey. I think it's been 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. Oh, there she goes. And I'm still just lying in bed. I need to get up and make myself a coffee. Where's Trixie? Trixie baby. Do you know where Trixie is? Oh, you're down there. Hi. I can't even see you. You're just black in a mess of black. Yeah. Yeah. I have my coffee. My toast is almost done. I have my book. We're ready. I wonder why my bedspreads get pulled all out of whack when I'm gone. Is she gonna do it? You gonna do it again? You gonna do it again? Do it again. Oh, there's my book bag. So it's 8:05. I've read 50 pages so far over the last hour-ish by the time I had breakfast, and failed by sleeping in more than I'd planned. I've read 50 pages of The Calculating Stars by Mary Robinette Kowal. I was tossing up whether I switched to a different book or not, but I have, like, now have about 120 pages left. So I decided I'd read another 50 and then I'd have like 70 left to do later in the day. So I'm going to read another 50 of this. By the time I've read that, it'll probably be time for me to go to yoga. I have my yoga clothes waiting for my bed. I'm just going to brush my teeth, put my hair up, go to yoga. Which goes for like an hour and 15 minutes. So I'll probably be out of the house for like an hour and a half. But I really need to do it because I'm feeling really stiff and gross. And it's a restore session, so yeah. Plus I haven't been enough this week. So I'm going to try and read another 50 of this super fast. Well, not super fast, but I'm going to read it before I go. And then I will have read 100 pages so far today before it's even like 9 o'clock or like right on 9 o'clock. And then I'll probably switch over to The Devouring Grey for 50 also pages, maybe 100, we'll see. So it's just after 9, I'm in my yoga gear and I've just finished the second 50 pages of Calculating Stars, so I've read 100 pages this morning now. I'm going to go to yoga, and then when I get back, we've got to do some cleaning and I'll be eating like lunch second breakfast. We're going to do a vegetarian Good Friday fry-up. And then I'll probably start and read some of The Devouring Grey. But there are now about 70 pages left of this, which I will be finishing today. It's been a while since I updated, but I've been really busy. So it's now 1 p.m. I've been doing like massive housework. I like folded and washed like the biggest pile of clothes imaginable. We're just making lunch. And then I have a friend coming around for board games for a few hours. But I am reading The Devouring Grey, and then later I will switch back and finish The Calculating Stars, is my plan. I do want to get like a decent chunk through this as well today, and hopefully get a bit of Firestar read as well, which we talked about that. But yeah, so I've got to go. I'm gonna go make toast. yeah boy. We had lunch and we turned on Firebringer by Star Kid, which means I've been unproductive for like the last hour-ish. But Jesse's got to go pick up Rainy. We're going to play board games, and so I'm going to read some of The Devouring Grey while he's doing that. Yeah.
Hello, Miss Sissy. I haven't seen you much today. What have you been doing? You didn't want to come out while we were cleaning. Beautiful girl. Hi.
I am fully aware I've been spending more time filming footage of my pets than probably reading even. But I've read 25-ish pages of The Devouring Grey. I'm going to try and read really, really fast before Jesse and Rainy get back. And then tonight I definitely plan on reading a fuck ton. So I'm going back to it. Ah! So I feel like I haven't updated in a few hours. I've just climbed into bed. Get my little... I've put this on inside out. That's better. So I haven't updated in a while this afternoon because I've been moderately busy. We were playing games both here and then at my friend's house for a bit, for a couple of hours. And then we had dinner. And I was like, yeah, I'll read. And I read a tiny bit. And then we watched RuPaul's. And I read a tiny bit. And then we watched the end of Firebringer, which is what we were watching earlier in the day. And I read a tiny bit. And then I've read a bit more since then. But I'm now climbing into bed. It is just after 10. If memory is serving me correctly. I have about 30 pages left in the calculating stars, which is good. And then I'm tossing up whether I go back to the Devouring Grey or whether I switch over to Firestar for a bit and read some more of that. I might read more of the Devouring Grey, because I'm kind of hoping it would be good to get that read this week. Would be lovely. So I'm going to finish up this and go on that. I'm going to be reading through till midnight from like now. So there's another like 2 hours of solid reading, and I'm going to do it, right? Yeah. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I get to sleep in tomorrow, so we can do it. We can do this. Alright, so I just finished the Calculating Stars, and it was really good. I definitely want to read the second one, The Faded Sky, now. I probably won't get to it till like June, maybe? But I'm really keen to get it out from my library and have it sitting here waiting for me. I really enjoyed it. It was so good. So I don't think I've talked about it today, but if you haven't been watching my other vlogs, this follows our main character's name's Elma, and she's a calculator for what's basically NASA, but is the IAC, the International Aerospace Coalition. And a meteor hits Washington, D.C., a meteorite, and essentially it sends the space race into overdrive because all the greenhouse effect is going to make Earth uninhabitable. So they're in the 50s rushing to get to the moon and maybe Mars, though it's mainly the moon in this first book, though I think Mars extends in the second one. And she's wanting to be a woman going into space. But there's a lot of barriers in her way because it's the 50s and people are not nice to women in general. But it was really good. I really liked it. Oh, it's so good. I read 170 pages of that today, so great. It's probably like 10:30. I'm going to switch over back to The Devouring Grey by Christine Lynn Herman. Read another 60 pages of this, and then we'll see what time it is once I've done that. Alright, so I just finished the next 60 pages of The Devouring Grey. It's 11:10, so I got about 50 minutes left of this 24-hour reading thing that I guess kind of went successfully, but I probably didn't read as much as I could have. My next question is,
Hey! Get out of there! Out!
my cat's nuts. Do I read 2 more chapters of this, which would give me another 40 pages, and to the next section, like the third section, or do I switch over to Firestar and read 50 pages of this, or do I try and do this and some of this? I might jump to this just for a bit of a change, but we'll aim to get back to this. Let's try that. So I just finished Firestar, or the 50 pages of Firestar, and I thought I should really sit in this last 20 minutes and have a bit of a chat about what I've read today, because I can't too tired to bother being up something else. So the Calculating Stars, I kind of explained the plot before, but I wanted to kind of talk over my opinion and help me solidify what's going to go in my review. So, characters. Love Elma. She's so cool. She's complicated. Like, she's not stereotypical badass, but she's also not stereotypical 50s, like, stay out of husband's way kind of thing. She was a wasp pilot from the American forces during World War II. And then obviously is now trained to become an astronaut. And she's a computer, so she's like got a PhD in physics and is really, really smart. And she's dealing with this like anxiety rep in this. She's dealing with she's kind of a celebrity. Because she kind of fashioned the idea of women going into space, and then she kind of became famous for it, but she's really not coping with that. Like, that sets off her anxiety. So it has some talk about what it means to be on medication, especially in that time, and especially in a role like being an astronaut or a pilot, where there's that kind of obsession with being like in the best health. And it was just really cool. And her husband was super supportive. He was there from the start. So like there's some romantic elements, but obviously it was well established. They were married at the start of the plot. But he was great. I really enjoyed him. Elma and her husband are Jewish. And they have black friends. And there is a strong discussion around racist policies of that time. Like, she manages to get a bunch of women accepted to train as astronauts after some publicity work, but all of them are white or European, and her Taiwanese co-worker, who is just as qualified as her, didn't make the cut, and some black pilots that she flew with in her like flight club, that's a thing, yeah, also didn't make the cut, even though they were qualified pilots and should have been more eligible than other people that did make the cut. And that was really interesting. Like, it was just so good. The plot was intense-ish, especially right near the start, where we have this natural disaster that kind of kicks off the whole alternate history kind of scenario, which was cool. And so strong on plot. Writing style I really liked. It was really easy to fly through. It's first person narrated, but like in a memoir-y kind of cool way. And then the other cool thing was it integrated like news snippets, like newspaper snippets through at the start of each chapter, which kind of showed what was happening historically, which was really cool. Also the setting was A++, like it really felt like the 50s, even though it was this alternate sci-fi 50s. It was really damn good. So I haven't figured out my exact like ratings in each category, and I'll do that when I write my review on Goodreads, but this is going to be a good rating for me. And I'm trying to think of the other sci-fis in this category are Vicious and Record of a Spaceborne Few. No, Vengeful and Record of a Spaceborne Few, I think. Unless Vengeful's in fantasy, but I don't think it is. And this, I think, beats Vengeful. I think it's a more nuanced and more complicated and poignant storyline, I think. But I'm going to do a whole video about my, Booktube SFF Award picks and my process in voting. Anyway, then I was reading The Devouring Grey by Christine Lynn Herman, and I'm on page 242. My goal is to finish this over the weekend. If I could finish it tomorrow, that would be great, but I don't know if that will actually happen. I got like 150-ish pages left to go. It might happen. This is the first in the series. It's a YA paranormal, I think, and it gives me it's fantasy, but it's very paranormal fantasy. It reminds me a lot of the Raven Boys in that kind of like mysterious, but like very magical, but also like contemporary writing style. That speculative fantabulism kind of paranormally thing. We follow Violet, who is new back into town, but her family like had lived there. And then she's moving back to Four Paths, and she finds out that she's descended from one of the town's four founders, as are a bunch of other kids. They're like the founding families. So we also have Justin, May, who are brother and sister, Isaac and Harper, as well as Violet. And they are all like founding kids. And in this town, if you're a founding kid, you're likely to have some magical powers, which is designed to protect the town from the beast that is the Grey, which is very vague and unclear what that actually kind of means, and you're working out what their powers are as the book progresses, so I won't spoil any of that. But it is really cool. It's creepy. It's really dark. I think it would make a great TV show, like a great TV show. Netflix, pick it up. It just, I think the atmosphere and vibes would totally lend itself to that. And I'm really, really enjoying it. So I'm like 2/3 of the way through. I can't wait to keep reading. I definitely think I will fly through this tomorrow. That's my prediction. And then the other thing I read was 50 pages of Firestar. Firestar's the third book in the Last Dragon Chronicles. This series is a middle grade fantasy, and the first one is like nothing like the rest of the series, but we follow David Rain, who's a college student who is living with, like, boarding from this family called the Penny Kettles, and they make these clay dragons that may or may not be magic, but it totally like develops and takes off from there. So this is the third book in that. And I am now 200 pages through this. This is about 450 from memory. Yeah, 450 pages. So I definitely want to make progress on this over the rest of the weekend. And would love to finish it early next week. I'm also, that's what I read today, but I am currently in the middle, like a tiny bit into Wicked Saints, but that's not an O.W.Ls read, so I'm not super prioritizing that, but I hope to pick it up for a bit tomorrow. And I'm going to start tomorrow The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis, which I'm so excited about. Which is like a murder mystery, I think, with a contemporary feel, and I'm really excited about that. So, it's like basically midnight. I'm gonna pack up my books and stuff, and I think I'm just gonna fall asleep. Like, I'm so tired. I was chatting with April a lot today because she was doing this readathon day along with me, and she crashed much earlier, so I do not feel guilty at all about going to bed like 10 minutes early. And I can't be bothered picking up anything else right now, so I'm just gonna sleep and hopefully not sleep in too long in the morning so I can really make progress on these two books, a bit of Wicked Saints and Female of the Species. So that's my plan for tomorrow. That's gonna be the end of this reading vlog, because this is gonna be a 24-hour just for this like reading thing. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this is decent content, but I had a weirdly busy day that I wasn't planning on, so I don't know how much I actually got footage of, but anyway, we'll see when I go to edit this, probably tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye!